Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk about the 3DS's new firmware update and a little bit of Rant on it. So, I have my 3DS right here, and it got a firmware update. Now, there are some things I'd like to talk about with the firmware update, some of them which are kind of dumb, but anyways, I'm going to talk about what the update did. So the update added pretty much, well, let's just say it added accounts. I put that in quotes because they're not really accounts. I mean, I've got a Vita right here. This thing has accounts. I mean, it's got accounts, it's got messaging, it's got friends lists. This thing, on the other hand, the account that came out, update that came out with it, all it does is it adds a Nintendo Network account, which kind of does a few things, such as region lock your region, so the region your profile is set to is the only region you can use. You can't switch regions like you used to be able to, further enforcing the region lock on the console when the other consoles don't have region lockings. But anyways, I'm going to talk about a few more things, but first off, about the eShop. The eShop DRM is still the same. It's still linked to your console. And you can't, like, say, sign into... You can only use the eShop account with one console at a time, and you have to transfer it, so... They're still unclear on what happens if your console gets waterlogged, you drop it, some 4-year-old steals it at school. You're still out of luck. While with this thing, you can still get to your content no matter what the system is. I mean, I've got... Because right here, I've got this old school PSP, like the old one. Well, not the old one, like the Go. The one that came out later, and... Sure, the battery on it's a bit worn. I need to get a new battery soon, eventually. But, I can sign in, DNAS and everything, and... Once I do that, I've got my account linked on multiple consoles. I've got my PSP, my Vita right here. I'm going to open up the store on that one, while this one logs in and view downloads. I've got all the games I recently purchased on my Vita right here, because it says it's not downloadable from a PSP, while download list on my Vita. Same list right here, same PSN ID, same everything. But anyways, while with the 3DS, according to the update, which it said right flat out, you're still locked to only one 3DS. And they weren't even clear if you could sign into another account. From what I read on the internet, you're not able to, but you can only have it linked to one 3DS. So if you buy, like, say, the 3DS XL, 3DS Lite, if they ever make one, or if you buy a 2DS or something like that, then you won't be able to get to your content. Or let's just say you bought a 2DS and, oh, you got like a new 3DS XL and you want your content there. You can't do that because of the DRM. So let's talk about the other new feature, MiiVerse. Now, MiiVerse doesn't have messaging functionality, so the 3DS still has no cross-game messaging like on, say, the Vita or your 360, or even the original Xbox, which had it in some very limited form, such as invites and stuff. But MiiVerse, it's kind of like message boards, and not even the best ones on your 3DS. Like, let's just look at the Pokemon X and Y community. You've got people talking about, my FC is this, Pokemon is the best game ever, blah blah blah. You see all sorts of random stuff posted here, but you really don't see anything of value. So, from what I know, missing MiiVerse isn't really missing much, because I really don't see any discussion going on. Just, my Pokemon is the best Pokemon pictures. And people trying to draw Pokemon with a DS stylus. I mean, I'm not even kidding. That's all you see. And honestly, I really don't think adding MiiVerse was that good of an idea. I think they should have worked more on their copy protection, the DRM, making the system more useful compared to, say, because even the PSP has features the 3DS doesn't. Honestly, they should have worked on making the 3DS catch up with the PSP instead of tacking on gimmicks. And honestly, so far, I mean, I recorded some footage of me signing up for a Nintendo Network account. They couldn't even get the account aspect right. I mean, I was trying to sign up for it, and the whole process was just extremely clunky. It took a while. It was slow. I had to scroll through on the tiny screen, a ton of notices and stuff like, hey, get your parent to do this for you, and hey, kids, we have parental controls. They told me that like 4 or 5 times. Turn the parental controls on. I'm not even kidding with this. I had to do that all the time on this thing. This system, on the other hand, I didn't get forced to do that. But honestly, I think Nintendo needs to work a bit on making the system actually usable, fix the DRM, and when they do the accounts, go all the way. But honestly, I really can't trust Nintendo's hardware. And I wouldn't really recommend the 3DS as a gaming platform that, well, sure, may have a few good games, but until the price goes way down, I wouldn't really recommend the 3DS, because it still doesn't have that many good games compared to the Vita. And thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. And please, and if you're looking for a cheap handheld system, I'd get a PSP instead of a 3DS. The PSP's a ton of fun, has a bunch of good games, and I'd play it a lot. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Now, one more thing I forgot to mention, because I thought I was going to throw this out there about the update. Despite having accounts and despite you having to make your own ID, you still have to use friend codes. I mean, I'm not even kidding. This is 2013. Even the original Xbox had user IDs. The PS2, each game had its own network, but many of them had their own user IDs, like GameSpy games. 3DS on the other end, I've got the MiiVerse update right here, and like I showed you, it still uses friend codes. Honestly, I really think that's kind of dumb. But anyways, thanks for watching and subscribe for more.